Hello again, strangers. So it feels like it's been quite a while since I've had to make a ranking video, and obviously we finished Bayonetta, so it's only fair that we actually rank it. So again, categories are the same as last time, so without further ado, I am just going to jump straight into it with virtually zero heads up. So the first thing we're going to be going over is the gameplay of Bayonetta. So personally, I actually quite enjoyed playing Bayonetta, and while at the start of the game you do feel very, very exposed to everything, and you get a lot thrown at you quite early on, it doesn't feel the most unfair, doesn't feel the most fair, but it doesn't feel the most unfair. It feels, well, quite odd. Especially because the moment you get into, like, late game Bayonetta, you are virtually unstoppable. I mean, you even saw in the last part of the series that I got through the fight with the father dude, I still don't know his name, and did it with a platinum. So, you know, kind of says more about difficulty. But again, the gameplay is fun. It's fast-paced, and for me, actually, that's quite high. So, obviously, accounting for everything else, I am going to be giving Bayonetta a grand total of 4 out of 5 on gameplay. So, the next category is replayability. Now, for Bayonetta, only having 17 chapters is unfortunately low. And considering there's no bonus content, including like bonus game modes, like how Resident Evil has mercenaries, it's kind of sad how low replayability is. However, there is one saving grace in all of Bayonetta, and it is the trophy system. So, whenever you'd finish a fight, you'd get ranked on a trophy. Anywhere from, I'm pretty sure it's just a bare pass, which is Enzo, to a pure platinum, which is a flawless fight. Now, I got a few pure platinums in the game. I got quite a few platinum trophies with 1 silver, as you all saw. Wasn't happy about that. However, that gives Bayonetta some level of replayability. However, once you've done that, you are left with virtually nothing. Even if you try and go through and do all the Tears of Umbra, the Blood of Umbra and Tears, or whatever it's called, the achievements, basically. While you can't do anything with them, it just feels like a bit of a waste. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give Bayonetta a very low 2 out of 5 on replayability. Here we are at the final part of this ranking video, basically. It is difficulty, or difficulty scaling. Now, obviously, difficulty actually doesn't scale along with you in Bayonetta, and it actually stays pretty decent throughout the full thing. Some sections feel a little bit harder, however, that's because of the new enemy movesets and mainly just me being a bad player. With the control of difficulty, so obviously I mentioned in the previous video that I was disappointed that I wasn't able to perform my own combos because I was on easy, or very easy even because I'm a coward. So I personally felt quite disappointed, and I feel like maybe very easy should have had something like that, but easy shouldn't have had the auto combos because it feels like it takes away too much. And going straight onto the hardest difficulty that is available at the start of the game feels quite daunting, especially with the fact that the game, as well as increasing its difficulty, it does it with removing something that makes the game easier. So the difficulty, in my opinion, is again shockingly low, with my humble opinion giving it a 2 out of 5. I am so sorry. Now again, this is the actual end of the video. I liked Bayonetta. As a game, I think Bayonetta is fantastic. Everything in the game was really fun. There was a few cheesy moments, there was some very interesting innuendos, obviously by Bayonetta, and there's a few cutscenes with Cheshire where he's being a bit questionable, and literally all of Joy. So it feels very strange for me to be playing, but it does seem like something that would be fitting. I enjoyed the game. On a personal, without having to look at the ranking, and without knowing any of that, I thought Bayonetta was a fantastic game. I loved every part of it, and it felt really well made. Even if there wasn't much to do after I beat the game, I am glad I beat the game the way I did, and I'm glad I had fun doing it. I mean, obviously, at the start of the series, I was not happy to be doing it. But as we progressed, I'm just happier that it got better. It's a good game. And that's kind of all I've got to add. It's a good game. Well, unfortunately, this leads us to the bit where I blur the background and tell you the stats. So, Bayonetta, created by Sega and Platinum Games, has unfortunately come out with a very, very low rating of a, unfortunately, not so grand total of 10 out of 15 or 20 out of 30.